Hi, it's Blue Orange 22. Sorry for the delay. In the last week or so, I haven't had any new videos. It's been a little bit of a crazy week, but I want to start getting in the rhythm of doing a video every day. And I just thought I'd start tonight with kind of a quick video about a story that I just saw. I'm still trying to set up a little home studio here. Still not totally figured out the lighting and the right angle and all that kind of stuff. And I do eventually plan on investing in a high quality camera for recording, but for now I'm using my iPhone. But that's all stuff that I'll figure out as we go along. So anyway, the story today is something that I just read, actually. And it's very disturbing, in my opinion. And I want to share it to kind of give an example of what the men's rights movement, what MRAs are talking about when we talk about toxic feminism, what we're against in the feminist movement. Why are we against feminism? Why are we anti-feminist? Because a lot of people ask that and they don't really understand where we're coming from. And I'm going to kind of delve into that a little bit into this channel and sort of explain little nuts and bolts into exactly what it is that we think about the whole social justice movement and intersectionality and everything else. So certainly this video is not meant to explain the whole thing at all. It's just one example of the kind of thing that we see that we want to talk about. Okay, now I put the link down in the description below. This is a story coming out of Spain. There is a statue, a memorial, sort of, for an 8-year-old boy who was murdered. It was a very shocking case. 8-year-old boy was murdered, and this is a memorial for him. In the last couple days, someone has graffitied that memorial with the words, "Be a good feminist, abuse the males." Now just kind of think about that for a second. This is a memorial for an 8-year-old boy who was murdered. And somebody wrote, "Be a good feminist, abuse the males." What would that possibly mean? What would someone possibly be thinking of when they wrote that? Now, the thing is, people might think that this is what MRAs think feminists want, to abuse males and murder 8-year-old boys. And that's absolutely not true at all. And one of the things I'm going to talk about in this channel is it's not about being against feminism. It's about being against this very kind of toxic, more radical political element that seems to be finding its way in the social justice movements. And it's like this whole new kind of wave of extremism that's kind of coming out of nowhere. You know, since 2014, this whole thing about SJWs kind of out of the blue, all of a sudden just getting a little bit crazy, a little bit like, this is not what we're talking about with equality at all. This is way too extreme. But it is getting more popular, and it is becoming more frequent. This is not a super rare kind of story. And it's an extreme story, but I think it's worth talking about because it shows there is someone out there who does think that. And they think it so much that they would be willing to write that on a memorial for an 8-year-old boy who was murdered. So be a good feminist, abuse the males. On a memorial for an 8-year-old boy who was murdered. You just have to ask yourself, what does that mean? Who would write that? And why would they write it?